Hi guys, welcome back to the Yarn Rack. This is Dawn. Today on this episode we are going to be learning how to make a very basic beginner's, it can either be a pot holder or it can also be a dishcloth. So it's multi-purpose depending on what you would like to use it for. But it's the same pattern just for this very simple kind, okay? So today our supplies needed is going to be a pair of any kind of scissors you have. We're going to be using a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook as well as a yarning needle, and then a roll of any kind of yarn. If you are going to be using it for anything hot like a pot holder, it has to be cotton, okay? That is very important when crocheting or knitting your projects, that if you're going to be using it for something hot, it has to be cotton, okay? The acrylics and those sorts will melt if they get too hot, okay? So let's get on with our video today. Get your supplies ready and meet me back here. Okay, so as usual, just to make it easier on myself, I did bring out some of my yarn out of the skein right away. And we are going to use this project doing the slip knot. So you just yarn over your first two fingers twice, grab the back strand of yarn that is closer to your wrist and pull it through and bring your fingers out, and that will make the slip knot. Just tighten it on your hook then. You don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose, just so that your hook glides nicely through it, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to chain 26. So I'll do that with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So I'm just going to measure this just to see how long it is going to be wide, just so we kind of have an idea here. So we're basically right at 7 inches, okay? Just to give you an idea. I do like to make mine square as possible. Sometimes it's not exactly, depending on what stitch you're using, but we're going to be doing the single crochet today, so it should be just about able to reach that 7 as well with the length, okay? So what you're going to do is single crochet. You're going to skip the first chain and go into that second one, okay? So put your hook into it, bring up some yarn and pull it through. You should have 2 on your hook, and then yarn over and pull it through those. Okay, that was the first one. Put your hook into that next chain, bring some yarn through. You should have 2 on your hook, yarn over, grab some yarn, and pull it through the 2. This is the single stitch. Very easy, okay? This is the simplest one we're probably ever going to do. So insert your hook, bring some yarn through, 2 on your hook, yarn over, and through those 2. Insert your hook, bring some yarn, 2 on your hook, yarn over, and bring through the 2. So meet me at the end of this row when you have 2 or 3 chains left to fill, and we will meet up together and do it at the end. Okay guys, so I'm coming up on my last 2 stitches of our first row. So again, you're just going to insert your hook into that chain, pull that yarn through. You should have 2, yarn over and pull through the 2, And our last one here, you're gonna insert the hook, bring out some yarn. You should have 2. Yarn over and bring through the 2. On this project, we are not going to add a chain here. Sometimes you do that for these projects. This time we're not going to. So once you're done with that row on that last stitch, you should have 25 stitches across, and then you just flip your work and we'll start row 2. So what you're going to do is to start this row, there's a very little space there underneath that last chain that we just did that will be the first chain of this row. So you're just going to insert your hook there. And same thing with the single crochet. You're going to grab your yarn, pull it through. It is a little bit snug on this first one of the row always. And you should have 2 just like normal and bring it through the 2. Okay? So again, into that second chain now. Insert your hook, pull the yarn through. You should have 2. Yarn over and go through the 2. So it's the same thing, okay? Insert your hook, grab some yarn. You should have 2. Yarn over and go through the 2. We'll do a few more together. Insert your hook, grab the yarn through. You should have 2. Yarn over and go through the 2. Insert your hook into the next one, grab some yarn. There's your 2. Grab yarn and through the 2. Okay, so this is it works up fairly quick. Like I said, each row should have 25. So if you're not comfortable as to where you're ending and beginning, so your project doesn't start either turning in to like a triangle shape or spreading out, just to make sure that you are doing the correct number of 25 across, you can grab some stitch markers if you have. If you don't have stitch markers, you can easily just use some scrap yarn and tie it onto that very first chain that we did. And then if you still aren't comfortable, you can also add to the ending one, okay? So for each row you can do that. So here was our first one of this row. Okay, so then you can see which one you're starting with. And then like I said, if you want to do it at the ending also, feel free, whatever you're comfortable with, okay? So like I said also, 25 across, I would probably be going up about 25 to make it pretty much square. Like I said, that's just the way I like them. If you want to do rectangle, that's fine also. I said also that I do use the 100% cotton for these, just in case people use them for the pot holders, okay? That is very important. If you are making it for yourself and you're displaying it simply as a dishcloth, you can use other material if you like. But for all of my dishcloths and pot holders, I do cotton just in case. It's that way you're safe, you know. Your work isn't going to get destroyed. If you're selling these and it gets destroyed, that's kind of a turn off then for customers to return to you, obviously. So you don't want that. I am going to work my project up. And once you are done and up to the length that you would like it, you can meet me back here. And what I'm going to do is attach a little onto the corner loop so that if they use it as a pot holder, they can hang it on a magnet on their fridge or a little hook in their cabinet, whatever they choose, okay? So that's just a nice little added perk at the end, I think, for pot holders, is just having that little loop that we're gonna add on at the very end. So go up as high as you want, like I said, with the length, and then meet me back here if you would like to attach that little loop, okay? So I'm coming up on the last row that I want for my dishcloth or pot holder. Like I said, if you want to do yours a little longer, you can to make it a rectangle, but I like mine square. So this is about square right now. So I'm just going to finish my single crochets on this last row here, and then I will show you how to make the little hoop for the hanger, okay? Last one. Okay, so once you did your last one, you can either stop there if you don't want a hanger. You just take out your yarn and then tie a knot. Crochet in with just your yarning needle. Just go through the stitches. I'll show that anyways after I do my loop, and sew in that end one there and snip them. And then you will be done if you just want a regular pot holder or a dishcloth and not have the hand or not have the hanging part of it, okay? So now that we did the last single crochet of the row where we end, we are just going to be chaining. We just want to make chains, and that's how we do the little holder, okay? So let's make some chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then I just go straight back into that last single crochet space that we did. Grab your yarn and put it right through that last chain. And there you go, you got a little hanger now too. Okay, so all that little hanger is just a chain, and you attach it, okay? So easy peasy. What we're going to do then is snip off our yarn from our project. Pull that string right through it. It's nice and secure. You're going to grab your yarning needle here. Let's get our extra yarn out of here. Put your yarn through. And I'm going to go around this edge and just stitch him on through to hide him up a little bit, okay? So you just weave it in and out. There's no really right or wrong way to do this. You're just trying to hide it into your stitches. That way when you wash it, it's not going to unravel for you, okay? You don't want that happening. So I go down once, down a few of those loops. I've got about 5 on. Just go right through that, pull it through, and then I take it and I find another little spot and I just weave right back in the other direction, okay? Okay, so that's probably good. Pull him on through. You're going to cut that extra yarn off of there. About time I get some new scissors, I think, for these projects. And then we're just going to do the other side, same way. Put your yarn onto your little needle there. Find a little spot that you can send him on through. So I'll go up this end of it this time. Just send him on through 3, 4, 5 little spots like that. Then once I go that way, I find another spot and I start going the other direction, okay? That way you got like double security for, like I said, when you're washing it, or if you're using this for a dishcloth, then it's gonna be scrubbing a little bit, so you don't want it to unravel. All of a sudden you just got this huge chunk of yarn hanging out, you know? Okay, so that's probably good about there. Then you just take your scissors again, snip that part off, and we have our nice little dishcloth, or really pot holder, okay, with a nice little hanger there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was the single crochet dishcloth and pot holder pattern for you. Very simple, very easy, and a good starter. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. See you next time.